Going into Landman Season 3, one of the most important unresolved issues isn't just power, survival, or business expansion, it's family placement. If Tommy is serious about rebuilding or reshaping the new CTT, then he can't afford to keep his wife and daughter on the sidelines anymore. Not because they need protection, but because leaving them outside the structure is exactly what makes them vulnerable. Up until now, Tommy's instinct has always been separation. He keeps business over here and family over there, believing that distance equals safety. But Season 2 quietly proves the opposite. Every time Tommy tries to shield his family by excluding them, he actually strips them of agency. They become liabilities instead of participants. And in the world Landman operates in, liabilities get targeted. The new CTT represents a reset. It's not just a business reorganization, it's a philosophical one. Tommy no longer has the luxury of running things the way he used to. The old system depended entirely on him absorbing pressure, making ugly decisions, and keeping everyone else clean. That system exploded in the finale. Season 3 has to acknowledge that Tommy cannot be the sole shock absorber anymore. Giving his wife a defined role inside the new CTT isn't about nepotism, it's about visibility and leverage. She already understands the politics, the personalities, and the emotional cost of Tommy's work. What she's lacked is formal authority. By placing her inside the structure, Tommy gives her access to information instead of forcing her to react after damage has already been done. Power doesn't protect you when it's hidden. It protects you when it's recognized. The same applies to his daughter, even more carefully. Season 3 doesn't need to rush her into the field or put her in danger. But it does need to acknowledge that she's no longer just collateral in Tommy's life. She's observant. She's affected. And she's already living with the consequences of decisions she didn't get to weigh in on. Giving her a role, even an indirect one, shifts her from victim of circumstance to participant in outcome. What's important here is control through inclusion. When Tommy excludes his family, he loses awareness of how his decisions ripple outward. When he includes them, he gains perspective. That doesn't weaken him, it grounds him. And for a man whose biggest flaw has always been thinking he can carry everything alone, grounding might be the only way forward. There's also a strategic reason this matters. The new CTT will attract scrutiny. Rivals, regulators, and opportunists will look for pressure points. A family kept in the dark is an easy pressure point. A family with defined roles, knowledge, and authority is harder to manipulate. Tommy understands leverage better than anyone. Season 3 should force him to apply that understanding inward, not just outward. Emotionally, this shift would mark real growth for Tommy. Not redemption. Landman doesn't deal in that, but evolution. Trusting his wife and daughter with responsibility means accepting that he doesn't get to control outcomes alone anymore. That's terrifying for someone like him. But it's also necessary. The old version of Tommy survived by isolation. The new version won't. Most importantly, giving his family roles inside the new CTT aligns perfectly with Landman's core theme, inheritance of mindset. Power isn't just passed down through money or titles. It's passed through involvement. If Tommy wants a future that doesn't collapse the moment he steps away, he has to build something that includes the people who live with the consequences of his choices every day. Season 3 has a real opportunity here. Not to turn Landman into a family drama, but to show that in a ruthless industry, survival isn't just about strength, it's about structure. And structure only works when everyone who matters has a place inside it. If Tommy doesn't find a role for his wife and daughter in the new CTT, then he isn't protecting them, he's postponing the damage. And Landman has never been a show about postponement. It's about what happens when the bill finally comes due.